So we've all been looking for ways to keep in touch with people that we don't get to see as much anymore. You might have been talking to them online, you might be talking to them on the phone, you might be texting with them, but you know what's really great is when you get a postcard in the mail from someone. So today we're going to make postcards out of things you find around the house. So first thing you're going to need is a piece of cardboard, and I'm just looking for recycling. So this piece of cardboard here I took off of this box that had a whole bunch of chicken stock in it, one of those Costco boxes, and it's the edge of it, and you can see it is definitely not perfect, but by the time I'm done with it, it's going to be a work of art. Now, I'm going to want some glue or some tape. I found some double-sided tape. I found some Mod Podge. I'm going to try both of those. You might find something different at home. You're going to experiment and see what works for you. You're going to want a marker, ideally if you find a Sharpie, even if you only find black, and you're going to want to find some sorts of colored wrappers or even a magazine. I've got this chocolate wrapper that I love the color green in here and the little ferns, so I'm going to use some of that. I actually already cut out some little pieces there. And I'm going to use this white side as my background. And I see that these pieces here kind of fit over those tears that are kind of not my favorite part of it. And so I'm going to look at this and see, well, where else can I cut a shape out of it? Oh, scissors. You're going to want some scissors. But even if you can't find scissors, well, you know what? Sometimes tearing pieces, maybe I like this part down here, you can get interesting shapes and pieces even just from tearing. So you're going to want to ask your family before you take things around the house that you don't normally use to borrow supplies. But if you can't find scissors today, experiment and find a different way. But I'm going to see about cutting out another shape out of this part here, cutting that, but I want to make it just the green parts, so I'll go like that, and maybe I have that one go like that. I have that big part there too, but I wanted those to have a nice arrangement. I haven't glued anything down yet. I'm just seeing where would I like it to go. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this big area over here, but I want to cut a heart. And I want the heart to be green. So I'm going to fold this so it's just the green parts. And then I'm going to cut that heart just like I bet you cut a heart before. I started pointing down, up, and oh, this is getting complicated. Too much else on there. You know what? I'm going to cut it so that it's a smaller piece. See? Look at that. Ta-da! And then, like that. One of the best parts about making things from what you find around the house is that you get to experiment and find out for yourself what works. And it might not always work the first time. And it really is a chance to be creative and see what you can discover. So let's see about that. And if that fits on there, covers most of it, I think I'm going to go with that. Ooh, I kind of like that. So I've got 3 pieces there and 1 there. I'm not done making this yet, but it's going to be quite amazing once it is. So I'm going to glue these down. And as I said, I've got a couple options here. Double stick tape, Mod Podge, glue. If you have glue, would be the best thing for this. And if you end up just covering the whole thing with tape, that could work too. But sometimes you have a glue like this Mod Podge, it doesn't just score it up. It gets a little complicated. I've got a little piece of cardboard left over from that box I cut up. And especially if you're cutting cardboard, get an adult to help you. And I'm using this to put that Mod Podge, that glue, right over there. I'm hovering, seeing where did I want it to be? Oh yeah, just like that. And pressing it down. Okay. I'm taking this, and of course, sometimes I use a paintbrush for applying glue like this too. But you gotta wash that glue with hot water and soap. out of that paintbrush when you're done. I'm spreading that glue all over, but not too much. And then putting it, yeah, like that. Pressing everywhere. And I'm gonna keep. Now, good news, if you use tape, then this is all dry and ready to go. If you use glue of some sort, you're gonna wanna make sure that it is all dry before you go on to the next part. Next part, we want to use a marker. If it's a Sharpie, we know that this permanent marker is not going to smear. If your cardboard is a little bit shiny and slick, if you only have Crayola markers, use this side for your markers and then find something else to do on this side. But for me, I'm gonna use this for my writing and my stamp, and this side here, I'm gonna use with a Sharpie. And I'm gonna use this Sharpie to make some designs around the couple pieces that I've put on. And could I put more pieces on and find more color papers? Oh, definitely. But for now, I'm going to work with just what I have here. And so I'm going to do an outline around each of my shapes. And as you can see, those outlines, I'm putting another outline around each outline. Just bigger and bigger shapes. And of course, you could come up with a different sort of adventure to do. But what I think is really neat are the shapes that start happening because of this. And some of these shapes are just getting interesting. I'm gonna go with that though. And ooh, I like this over here because it's gonna go like this and then get wider and wider. So what I started with was going around the shape, and then I did a bigger version around that, and I kept going. And if something started not working as well as I wanted it to, I just made it up as I went along. A mistake is an opportunity to be creative. And in this case, maybe it's not even a mistake. Maybe it was a discovery to begin with. Oh, I want that line to come in more. And now, I'm going to do some more work on here. I'm going to make these different shapes that I've made have different designs inside them. I'm going to fill this one with lines going this way. I'm going to fill this one in here just all the way black. And I'm going to do this one over here with wiggle lines. And this one over here with straight lines filling it in there. This one I'm going to do like this. So here I have a postcard. I filled in kind of every other space. And I either filled it in all the way or I filled it in with just different types of lines. And that makes a really cool design. And so this was just a piece of recycled wrapper and a Sharpie and a little bit of glue and scissors helping me along the way. And you've got your design for your postcard. Next thing we need to do is the back.